Someone asked me an interesting question, wrote me a long email and said, Ty, what about governments? What do you do when you live in a country where the government holds you back or, is repressive? And I'm not sure exactly, they didn't say what country they're in, but I'll tell you this. At the end of the day, it's a rare case that the government is the actual main limiting factor in your life. Sometimes there's extreme cases of dictatorship, and I'm not saying that governments don't sometimes throw a huge monkey wrench and make things a lot harder than they should be. But if you look at your life, if you don't like where your life is, I promise you, if I came in there and personally dissected the situation you're in and what's holding you back, I bet you it's not that. And I'm talking about, you could be living in communist country, you could be living in again, extreme circumstances. There's certainly people that have been completely held back, but when I actually ask people for the details, 9 times out of 10, what's holding them back is them. You got to ask yourself, like John Wooden said, did you put in your best effort just that one day? Take today, last 24 hours. Did you do everything possible that you could to maximize your own success? Books, learning. Did you? And if the answer is no, did the government stop you from doing that? Did they come down, keep you from reading a book, keep you from listening to a podcast, keep you from, taking a class, a workshop, going to a conference? No. Now, again, some of you might answer yes, and you might be in that rare, 2% of humans that are held back by their government. But what happens is it's a lot easier to take the victim route. So we just play the victim card and say, the real reason my life's in shambles is because this far off government held me back. But did they really? Like I said, think of this metaphor, McDonald's. Some people say McDonald's makes people fat. And it certainly doesn't help that McDonald's has, sorry for the bare walls there. I'm changing the books. I'm in Norway, my place in Norway, and I just moved into this place, so I haven't redecorated at all. But does McDonald's really make people fat? Because if it did, wouldn't everybody be fat? No. Like Joel Satson used to say, cream rises to the top. Some people can moderate their behavior and not eat at McDonald's all the time. Some people go there once a month. You ain't gonna get fat from McDonald's once a month, but some people can't. And if it wasn't McDonald's, it'd be something else. McDonald's isn't the cause of obesity.
الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم إن الله عليم خبير. O humankind, we have created you from a single male and female, Adam and Eve, and made you into nations and tribes and communities that you may know each other. Verily the most honored of you in the sight of God is the one who is the most righteous of you. And God has full knowledge and is well acquainted with all things. ومن آياته خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف ألسنتكم وألوانكم إن في ذلك لآيات للعالمين. And among the signs of God is the creation of heaven and earth, and the variation in your languages and your colors. Verily in that are signs for those who know.
They're a contributing factor, and they certainly, but if McDonald's went out of business, Burger King or somebody else would fill the spot. So my point being, if you are overweight, should you spend all your time railing against McDonald's, passing regulations to stop McDonald's from whatever. No, ain't gonna help you. You want to get in shape? You got to take personal responsibility. That victim card is getting old in the world. And sadly, if you play that victim card, the only one who ends up really becoming a victim is you. It's kind of like a catch-22. People play the victim card because they say they don't want to be the victim, but then they make themselves more of a victim. In the same way that McDonald's is not the primary reason that people are obese, government isn't the primary reason you will fail or succeed. It'll be you. And that's a much scarier proposition for us to comprehend, to go, all right, so what you're saying is Donald Trump the next 4 years, Donald Trump won't be the main determinant of whether I have a good 4 years? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Whether it would have been Hillary or Donald, whether it was Obama, George Bush, or Clinton, and whoever it might be in the future, maybe Kanye West, they say, it won't matter that much to you. As I said, I'm not completely diminishing the role of government. North Korea, if you live there, you could have some serious, obstacles. But even, and I don't know much about North Korea, so I don't want to talk about what I don't know, but I do know, even in repressive governments, some people rise up more than others. So if it was completely a limiting factor in a repressive government, you were completely held back, nobody would rise up. And for the most part, even in supposedly, or not supposedly, even in real repression, some people do better than others because of personal choices. And there's that book by Peter Drucker that I list on my tylopez.com/books. It's my book recommended reading list. Peter Drucker says, what made Leonardo da Vinci who he was, and Gandhi and Abraham Lincoln and all these people, it wasn't the government they grew up in, because they grew up in diverse governments. It's how they manage themselves. So I guess what I'm trying to say is really the title of Peter Drucker's book. You must know how to manage yourself. Government ain't going to do it. And to look to the government to be the be-all and end-all, you can be looking for a long time. Nobody cares about you as much as you. So it's like a latte maker here. Kind of cool. See what's in the fridge. Give me a late night snack. Oh, coconut water. All kinds of stuff in there. I got a chef. He cooks for me here in Norway and drops food off in the morning. Kind of cool. Make it so I don't get that McDonald's obesity. Anyway, leave me a comment. Do you agree with that? Disagree? Love to hear your opinion.